What's up, everyone? Welcome to season 2 of Jesse Tre Podcast. It's actually not really season 2. We just got lazy and didn't make an episode for long enough that makes it seem like there's a purposeful break between 2 seasons, but really we just stopped making podcasts. So
well, it wasn't so much that we were lazy. It's kind of just like our schedules flipped. So it's like there were periods of time where it was like I was gone for a week, and then I would get back and I'd be ready to film the podcast, and then you'd go off for like a week, and then it just kept flip-flopping. Like
life happened, you know? Like you have a girlfriend, I had girl stuff going on, and music festivals, and you know, just shit got crazy. Things got weird. Yeah, we weren't aligned. And then on top of the fact that I go to bed really late, you go to bed early or early-ish. So,
it's like I go to bed at like 2, but my energy for creating stuff kind of dies after dinner.
Yeah, you see, I don't eat till late. I ordered food, by the way, so we'll get interrupted by a buzzer, but it should be in like 40 minutes. But you never know with some Saba.
Dude, honestly, if we did podcasts at like 1 p.m., that would be like the height of creativity for me. That's like 3
Yeah,
p.m.
bro, I'm still asleep.
3 p.m.? You're asleep?
No, not 3 p.m. They said 1 p.m.
But you got
it depends. Like I'm it depends when I go to bed. I just like I love staying up late as fuck. I do all my work at night. I play video games at night. I watch content at night. I just feel more relaxed and more like, I don't know. At some point I'm going to have to change it, and it's not that hard to change. You know, there's always a point in the night around like, I don't know, 2 a.m. where I'm like, or 3 a.m. where I'm like, I could easily just go to bed right now. And I just sometimes do it, sometimes don't. So
yeah. I remember when I was like a kid and we would go on plane rides, and they used to have these little like controllers on the planes. Do you remember that? Or you'd pull the controller out of the seat, the armrest, and you'd play on that little like analog controller.
Yeah.
Flights. Yeah, and they used to have fucking Pokemon on the plane. And when we'd be doing this like this 16-hour flight from Singapore to America,
Jesus,
I would play Pokemon fucking nonstop. And I just remember being a kid, so tired, like my eyes were burning, but I just would not stop playing Pokemon. And then my dad would be like, Tre,
savage,
what the hell are you doing still awake? Go to sleep. And I'd be like, okay. And I just pass out like instantly. But it was like I needed permission from I needed someone to tell me to do it, because it's like if it was my own volition, I would just fucking stay up the entire time playing Pokemon.
It's that Scorpio Mars obsession. Anyways, guys, so Tre, if you guys listened to our last season, 16 episodes, 15 episodes, we did Tre's soulmate. Like, he found this service on Etsy that like it's like psychics who draw and also give descriptions of your soulmate.
But before you continue, it's like I kind of found a soulmate. I found a soulmate right now with Helki. So it's interesting. I wonder, were any of those drawings look like Helki?
You think I remember anything ever?
we should maybe at the end we should compare them.
Pull them up now. Pull them up. No, pull them up now, Leo boy. No, I'm joking. Yeah, pull them up now.
Should we? Okay, man. I don't know where.
I mean, I like just next to your porn files, probably.
Oh, yeah, probably. Man, so.
And remember, like, so no, you'll find them. So you have to find them. Go in your Etsy messages and then
find my downloads.
So, guys, the thing that these people do on Etsy is that they're psychics, and I got 5 different ones, and they draw your soulmate and give a description. So while Tre's pulling up his, because Tre, you know, has like a girlfriend. Let's not say soulmate unless you want to make that claim. You said it. I didn't say it. It's a big word for me. Maybe it is. I don't know, but basically, like, they give descriptions and they give drawings. And I always knew before I started, I was like, I know that the drawings, like you can have like an image, a psychic image in your head, but your ability to actually draw that image, like, that's so up to your artistic ability. So I knew that, like, you know, there would be like some differences. I knew that there'd also be some kind of fraud ones, but like everything, you know, with psychics, it's hit or miss. Eventually you find, you know, one or two that are good. But the crazy thing about mine, and I don't want to go too far into this because it's kind of personal, but basically like the descriptions were exactly the same. Like I'm talking, they gave like 2 or 3 pages of writing. They were all the same for every single one. And there was like these themes of this woman, like, and it's a woman that like I've seen before, I felt before, I've been told about before, and it just aligned perfectly. And these are all different psychics that don't know each other. You know, they're all like on Etsy or whatever. So I thought that was interesting. And we'll show you guys some of my drawings and kind of see what's up with those, have a reaction. So you found them, Tre. So are you able to present, or can only I present?
I think if you make me
the host. Okay.
A host, I can present.
Okay, you're host now.
Okay, cool. So I also need to get a picture of Helki for, or I don't know.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll just pull them up and see. Like,
and remember, it's also energy. It's like energy more than like physical appearance, right? It's like, does it capture the essence?
So we'll see if they were accurate at all, because Jesse knows what Helki looks like. So
I feel like it's more like what she feels like, you know, like what her energy is, what her attitude, personality is, more than like the physical.
So let's see. I think it is this one.
I remember that one of them was hella ugly.
Wait, what are you seeing? Okay, there we go.
Whoa, dude.
Doesn't this remind you of Helki?
Yeah. Like different eyes. What color are her eyes?
She's got hazel eyes, so you know, the like light brown in the middle with like greeny around the edge.
These make her eyes look, if you actually imagine the eyes as hazel.
I feel like
I see this as her.
Kind of similar.
Dude, this is her at like 20 or 22. Like it just looks like a younger her.
Yeah, because you know she has this like mysterious.
You should see the fire in the
like
left
a
eye,
almost quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look in the left eye or the right eye. Excuse me. You can see the fire, the kind of Leo and Sag energy.
And she's got the full lips. Helki's got full lips.
Okay, show the next one. So it's not far.
Yeah.
Hell no. This is just like, this looks like a random like therapist.
This looks like a mom that you'd find at like a coffee shop that's really nice, but I don't know.
I don't sense it.
Do you recognize anything here? I mean, like energetically, not really.
This is a bad drawing.
This one's just no.
Like, that one is a very bad drawing. They don't capture any features of the face. It's not a good drawing, which makes me think it's kind of a lazy effort. And it's just not a very talented artist.
What we thought of last time was that she was a cool person that would be a good friend. But so out of the 3 drawings, I feel like this one might be the closest, but none of them really nailed it on.
Well, okay, but you're also not sure that Helki's your quote unquote soulmate. Maybe this 40,
I'm definitely sure that she is.
The one?
She's a soulmate, yeah.
A soulmate or the soulmate?
She's my soulmate that we've existed through many lives together, and she's my soulmate, yeah.
Damn. Well, you heard it here first. I wish you guys luck. But look at mine. So let's turn the attention.
Let's see Jesse's.
But that's interesting that she does kind of. I did see did you get any descriptions in yours? Because mine were very heavy on the descriptions, and
I got some descriptions of like Scorpio, and that she was going to be Greek.
That
doesn't
like that.
resonate with anything either.
Yeah. So the way I see this is like I see it as zoomed out as possible. So like when they try to get really specific, I'm like, meh. But basically the way this was defined, like through every description, was like a woman who is very pragmatic, like very successful, like in her career, who like is very grounding, like very like like she's the solid one. Because in all, like usually like I'm not like a very balanced. Fuck, I have to run. Trey, talk for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I was saying.
So I've seen all of I've seen, I can't really remember all of them, but yeah, Jesse, I know, is like what they talked about with him in the description, like when they did his psychic reading, it was very accurate in terms of what I know Jesse wants in a relationship and what I know Jesse needs in a relationship. So yeah, I'm curious to see all the photos up front to see if any of them really work, because yeah, I don't know. I wonder if any of these have validity. I know they're just fun to do. It's like a really fun thing to just get it, because I remember the energy I was feeling and it was just like exciting to see it. And in a way it kind of calls in that energy, you know, if you're kind of funneling certain, you know, money, which is energy, into psychics to kind of draw that, it could, you know, it is channeling and bringing that energy in. Like I found Helki soon after we did that soulmate podcast, which is interesting, even though none of the photos really line up with her.
They kind of do.
Yeah, the first one kind of has a similar feel, but
yeah,
the description doesn't match, but yeah.
So mine, the descriptions were really like, yeah, like this really balanced, like girl. There's all these things that you couldn't just know. Like they're like, you're gonna meet her online, like you guys will have like a similar like love for the esoteric, and there's no way they can know this about me without being psychic, because like I just gave them my name, that's it. And also like, sorry, I'm out of breath, I was just sprinting. Yeah, it just like they're talking about like how it's someone who is kind of like a little bit guarded, usually like a very good, like strong, like public persona, which I'm very attracted to, you know, that, but like who doesn't really show her like insecurities and her like vulnerabilities to many people. She like sees like all my quirks, like understands like when I need space and doesn't take it personally, and will like take time out of our relationship. There's a part about like seeing like taking me and like still loving me at my worst. That like little things like that sound cliche, but like they're really specific to me, and to like all the things I've said. Like kind of like the girl, like she's like the rock, you know, because I can't be the stable one, even though I'm pretty stable now. Like I can't be the stable one in a relationship. Trey knows that better than anyone. Like the girl like I should be with someone that's like the consistent one, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Because even me, when I would get intuitions about the girl Jesse would end up with, I always saw her as like the one that would kind of ground Jesse down in certain ways. You know, of course, uplift and inspire, but like ground in the best way possible, because sometimes Jesse needs grounding.
Yeah, for sure. And she really is like, yeah, like they said it, like I give her like, because I'm like my imagination, I'm like super imaginative, dreamy. So they're like you like kind of give her that, and she kind of gives you, like, you guys are like different but the same, like sense of humor. Like there's just so many like little things that like it covered everything, every detail. So I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna share the screen. Host disabled participant screen sharing. How the fuck are you? Am I the host?
I gotta make you the host now, motherfucker.
Okay, make me the motherfucking host. All right, share screen. So yeah, so I'm just gonna share the screen. So let's start with the best one. So this one was
the best one. Then you gotta start with it. Okay.
Well, I just did a random order. Like, so this one was drawn by what I consider the best artist, and I think this one is like this one. This is the only one that came with no description, and I think this is the one that will look the most similar, because this is just like a girl I'm very attracted to. She looks like she's from like Eastern Europe, maybe like Ukraine or Moldova, or Romania, or Russia, and like I would, if I met a girl like this,
I feel very like watery, though vibe, like
Scorpio, Aquarius
almost
vibes.
kind of like a nymph, like a water nymph.
I think she'll be
You
a
know what
mix
I
of
mean?
water. I think she'll be a mix of water and air. I mean, honestly,
Air,
like,
definitely. Like
but
she's
like,
like an aquamarine crystal. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. That's like my favorite color. Um, but yeah, just very like very intelligent. So this is the one that I think this was the most talented psychic. She's Bosnian, which is like, lots of like
Just
magic in
because she gave
Bosnia.
the most attractive.
No, it's not. It's no, because the blonde one, I think if you ask a lot of guys, some might say the blonde one was more attractive. I'm just into brunettes that look like this. She's probably short. The blonde one was probably tall. I don't really like tall, but that doesn't matter the looks. Basically, like this is the only one that gave no description, just purely a drawing. And I was like, damn, that's a beautiful drawing. Like, fuck. And she even like said like it was a very like strong reading or something. She said something like about like she didn't really speak English that well. So next was the one I got before that.
4 or 5?
I think 5.
This is the one I think looks like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, so this one had an amazing description that was so like literally like I was hiking yesterday and I read the description. I literally had just told my friend I was with hiking with. I told him literally exactly. I was like this is exactly the kind of girl that I'm gonna marry. And I literally told him all this stuff. And then I got the email from this person and I read the email out loud. And it was literally exactly the same shit I said 10 minutes ago. And he's not even a spiritual person, but even he was like, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So
yeah, did you hear what I said when you were getting your food or whatever? That I was like, just, even if the accuracy of the photos aren't there, you kind of funneling energy into this and getting clear in your own mind is also like calling that in,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's an intent thing. And it's like, it's like I'm at a point in my life where I'm not seeking women at all. Like I've kind of like learned a lot of lessons in that area and I'm really not looking for anyone. And I don't want this to happen anytime soon. I mean, like, I'm not ready for it. I need to have some single time. I've been like not single for a really long time, but like every single person they kept being like, it's going to happen like in 7 to 11 months or 9 to 12 months. It was always like in that range of like sometime.
That's a good amount of time to do some work.
Perfect.
Isolate,
it's perfect. It's perfect.
You are,
And the thing is, like, I'm already 31. So it's like, I don't want to like, and I know she'll be younger. Like one of them said she'll be like 27, 26, which is literally like, I was like, I was telling someone that's exactly like the perfect age for me where it's like not too young, not too old. Because I have like this astrological transit of Venus square Pluto. It makes it so every girl that's around the same age as me triggers that because they have their Pluto in the same place as me. So in the synastry, we have the same aspect. So that's why I go for younger girls or girls. I don't really go for older girls, but like why I go for girls that are younger because their Pluto is like in Sagittarius. It doesn't square my my Venus. So it makes the relationships a lot less fucked up.
That's the most roundabout way I've heard about saying you just want some young pussy.
Fuck you, bro. No, I learned about that, and it was like a huge revelation.
Can you imagine
Such an asshole, dude. Such an asshole.
Hey, like 6-year-old being like, yeah, so my astrological transit. So that's why I really go for like 15-year-olds or 20-year-olds.
No, bro. No more young girl. Like no more like 21-year-olds. I mean, I've only done that once, and it's not like I chose that. But like, yeah, someone mature, and women mature, faster than men, anyways. So, yeah. So this is one photo. The description is beautiful. This one was another one that had a really great description, but like the photo, just I've never been with a blonde girl. I probably had like, I don't know, 15 to 20 like girlfriends or like kind of like
it looks like
flings.
She kind of has dark.
She said light brunette. And the thing it said blue eyes and light brunette hair, but she looks Swedish. She looks beautiful as fuck. But like this is not my type. So this makes me think that like this would be the kind of like psychic who would see like the information. But then the drawing would just use some generic shit, maybe. I don't know. It's just like I would never see a girl like this and be like, oh yeah, this is my wife. She's gorgeous. She's like a model.
I
But
like
like
her
that's
eyes. I'm nuts about it. And
she's super
her,
pretty, dude. Are you kidding me? This is like a Swedish
maybe
like
it's because her jaw is like the way the artist did her jaw is like really bad in her chin.
dude, if this girl came to life, you would be like, whoa. She's probably tall, and it wrote she was tall.
Or like
I knew.
a tall Swedish woman.
Yeah. So here's one of
Tall
the ones
Swedish woman.
that was a little bit not really right.
Oh God.
This is this is an example of like
What the
look at how
fuck is this?
look how bad of an artist this is. Look at how she
What is
drew the
that
hair.
nose? Look at that nose.
Yeah, I know. It looks like Squidward. So this is not anything to like ugly shaming or anything like that. This is not like if this person was real, it wouldn't necessarily be an ugly person. It's just a
No.
pure fact that this artist is not a good artist. Look at the lips.
I could
Look
draw
at the
better
nose.
than that, and I suck
Exactly.
at drawing.
It's horrible. So she just probably saw maybe she had a psychic vision. I don't remember like what the description was. Maybe saw like, oh, you know, like brunette, but just could not capture. She could not capture this, but she tried. But one person told me that this girl and this girl had similar eyes.
Yeah, but the other one that looks like Kim Kardashian has like a pudgy kind of face. If you look closely around her chin.
Yeah,
And
this one's just
much smoother, like angular kind of. I mean curvy, but like skinnier face.
dude. This is exactly my type. Like a short girl like this, like you know that, like just physically. Like that beautiful, like she's very cat-like, you know, and that's like I always
exactly.
My style is very cat-like. She's definitely an Aquarius. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that this girl in this picture is an Aquarius. This is what Aquariuses look like, you know. Maybe even 100% an Aquarius or a Scorpio. Yeah, it doesn't look like a Scorpio. She looks like an Aquarius. Maybe she's an Aquarius rising. I don't fucking know. Who knows? But anyways, I think that there might be like one more. Let's stop the share.
Yeah, wasn't there one more? Or was that it?
Yeah, let me look through and see where I have it.
I've got like a sepia tone on my camera now because there's this lantern with my light. I look like an Instagram filter.
You are the lantern.
The
lantern for the people's illumination.
Hey,
okay, you guys ready for the worst one? Here it is.
I do not think this is the worst one.
You don't know which one this is.
How many did you do?
A lot. They weren't expensive, dude. I went a little bit ham. I probably invested like €100 in this. Dude, this person's talking about like astrology in like a way that sounds fake. This one, yeah. Because I've
she looks like a video game character that
like Kusami or something. Yeah.
No,
like,
have you ever type in Mirror's Edge in Google? Like make a separate tab and type in Mirror's Edge.
This is Bing. Oh my god, yeah, totally.
It's kind of like this person.
Yeah, she probably just took the Mirror's Edge like girl and just like, yeah, dude. Like,
is it?
I would never be I'm a guy that has a very specific type. I'm not a player. I'm not like a guy that womanizes. Like, you know, I just like I'm either like if I'm attracted to a girl, like I'm very specific. You know, I'm not like some guys are just like, oh yeah. I'll fuck anything.
You really like the Eastern European look.
It's not about being from Eastern Europe. It's just like it's just the energy of like I love Romania. I'm gonna live here my whole life. And I don't necessarily have to be like it's not about where you're from, bro. It could be a girl from like any country. It's just like I do like the accent and like I do like the values. I do like
like also there's
the humility.
Yeah, and there's like a romantic nature that a lot of Europeans have, like especially like Italians or Eastern Europeans. When it's like there's a romance to just existing, you know. The romance is so different compared to like a U.S. romance, you know. There, it's like
100%.
incomparable, you know.
Yeah, it's just different.
What is that quality? I'm trying to describe that quality. Can you help me figure it out? It's like
girl, like, I mean, they've experienced like poverty, bro, like a lot of them, and the struggle, and they're more grateful for just people in general, you know, like they're less like indoctrinated. I mean, it's changing obviously, but like, you know, there's communism in this country for a long time until 1989. So there's lots of like trauma that's accumulated from how fucked up that, you know, that was for so many families, and all of the anger and sadness that created. I know a girl who I was with a while back who like was telling me about how her like grandma or something, or her dad, grandpa, like, or just her family, just like from the communist days, just like the dad, like the grandpa being so angry and so frustrated with his life of no possibilities of having to work in the factory and just get the same amount as everyone, and just taking that rage into alcoholism, and then just like beating the grandma, and then that just being that trauma being passed down. It's just shit like that. But like, yeah, there's just like this, there's, you know, like me as a Sagittarius moon.
I wasn't trying to, I mean, yeah, I do understand that humbleness, and like, it is like when you experience a certain amount of pain, or you see a certain amount of pain in the world, then you don't develop an arrogance, you know, you develop a humbleness and like a appreciation for the good things and entirely new life.
Well, there's definitely some very non-humble girls that live in this country.
True.
They live in
you can go two ways. You can either let the darkness kind of form a hard shell and hide away for the rest of your life, you know, where you just kind of operate on the surface, and you need like very materialistic things, or you just you know, you react and get triggered very easily, and you never do the work. But it's for the people who are authentic and, you know, work with those things.
Yeah, and like a lot of them, like for example, compared to America, and this doesn't just go for women, this is just people in general. Like a lot of most people are from like a village here, and then they move to the city, like young people. So like they have like this place in the beautiful countryside that they go back to for the holidays, and you know, the cities aren't so overwhelming crazy here. It's just a more chill life, and you know, the world hasn't come and like fucked Romania yet, thank God. It's still it still has kept itself.
Yeah, I noticed that about like even in Italy, like traveling around Italy, you see so many independent places. Like when I was in Romania with you, you see there's a lot of independent business owners. You know, you don't see a Starbucks on every fucking corner, and everything kind of gentrifying. You have your own like Romanian chains or your own Italian chains, but for the most part, it's like it's still kind of in a state where it's supporting that independent and small businesses, and these big giants haven't completely taken over and fucked everything.
Saturated.
You know?
It's not like unsaturated. It's still,
and it's so much more focused around family, familial businesses, and you see like, you know, restaurants where the grandpa has been working there for like 30 years, and then now the son's taken over or the daughter's taken over, and you know, it's a whole family thing that keeps going on, and you really lose a lot of that in other places in the world, like even in England and the US.
I'm just grateful. I mean, like, it's not for everyone. Like, I don't think people could just like move here like I did and like handle it. Honestly, I think most people couldn't. I don't think people would learn the language. I don't think people would assimilate with the culture. I think it's kind of more of a unique thing to me in my karma and past lives that have been spent here for me, you know, that I just like have this like it's very irrational, you know, like there's like, I could see why someone would like spend a year in Romania, spend a year in like Seattle, for example, and like be like, wow, Seattle is way fucking better, you know, because people have different things.
from a third party perspective, I fucking thought Romania was incredible, and the people there were incredible.
Yeah, but you're looking at it from like a soul perspective. Like people have different like motives. You know, some people it's like you know, we both come from a backgrounds of privilege. So like, you know, like if you're from Romania, a lot of you want to get the fuck out most of the time because you don't have like that many opportunities and stuff. So for me, being foreign, not being poor, it's just a completely different experience. I get to just like have no anxiety and enjoy something that I didn't grow up in, you know, that's new to me. So that's kind of the thing there. But yeah, with how it relates back to the girls and stuff is that I've always like been fascinated by like culture as a Sagittarius moon. And I've always like, for whatever reason, like met women. Like, I don't think I've only dated one American girl or maybe 2 or 3, but I've always like been so fascinated and turned on by like their cultures and the cultural differences and just the differences and like the small little things and kind of learning through them. And I really want my wife to speak Russian because that's like one of my dreams is to know Russian. And I even want to live in like, I could live in like, if she was Russian, I could totally like the only other place I would live than Romania and Istanbul is like St. Petersburg. And I had like a vision of myself there the other day. I don't know if it was past life or future, but it was with a brunette girl who's very cat-like. And it could have been that girl. I don't know. There's 2 kids.
And Russians are like geniuses with languages. Like every Russian I've met, you know, outside, I've never been to Russia. So like, I mean, a lot of majority of people in Russia, and I think in like the rural areas will only speak Russian, but the Russians I've met outside of Russia speak like 5 languages minimum.
Yeah, dude. I was talking to my friend about that at the hike yesterday, how like he has a friend that speaks 5 languages. And it's just funny because if you live here in Romania, like lots of people have like, you know, Romanian dad, Hungarian mom, right? Like there's so much Hungarian influence. Like Transylvania, where I live, is like it's debated whether it's Hungarian or Romanian. The Hungarians think it's theirs. It's not. It's Romanian. But yeah, so like easily that's 2 languages. Then English, like every young under 35, under 40-year-old Romanian knows English really well. Yeah, right.
It's crazy. I've never been to a place, you know, like in a non-English speaking country where like so many people speak English. Like when we were going out, everyone fucking spoke it fluently, like and well, you know.
Yeah, and really well.
You go to France or you go to Italy and it's not on the same level.
No, because the French and Italians are too proud of their own languages. You know, the Romanians, they know the only way we're going to get ahead is if we learn English, the international language, and then so they push that really hard in the education system, which is very rigorous in Romania. But yeah, so basically, like, I totally just lost my train of thought. Where was I?
We were talking about languages.
So Hungarian, Romanian, English, and then like, you know, maybe like there's 2 already programmed, one that like is like a must. Then you have a 4th language, like the guy like he like worked in Germany, so he knew German, and then he like had like a fascination with his dad was also German. His dad was like German Romanian. So like he has 4 that are already like 3 that are programmed in, a 4th one that's like English. And then he just loves France. So he had 5 languages, French also. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to know that many languages.
I know. Yeah, it's cool. My uncle knows like 5 or 6 languages. And I mean, the only way I like learning languages is by living in countries. So
yeah, for sure.
Like the thing is, I've never lived, you know, in a non-English speaking country for more than 2 months. So I don't really get to settle in and like actually, because I've never actually fully moved. I've just gone for like a 2-month trip.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Somewhere. And I just love learning it. Like in fucking Costa Rica, just picking up Spanish and speaking with the old, you know, the old abuelitas and abuelitos, you know, and just like just having coffee and speaking just randomly, and you don't really understand one another, but at the same time you're picking it up and you're learning it.
It's so easy. Spanish, such easy language for me. I could learn Spanish. Like I used to know it. Like if I spent 1 month in like Mexico or Costa Rica or Spain or some shit. Maybe not Spain because they speak so fucking fast. But like I could pick it up and like relearn it. It's just like Romanian so similar that's kind of replaced it. Dude, I could easily get to like Spanish. Like I know Spanish. I can watch Spanish stuff and understand it. Spanish could be my fourth. Yeah. I could learn Italian in a month. I guarantee it.
Yeah, easily.
So I can read in Italian. I've never learned it for a second. I can read in Italian. I'm sure I could do I could do all the Romance. I could do and then after that, Portuguese. How easy is fucking that? But like, no, that'd be 5, and then 6 would be Russian. And Russian,
I heard is the hardest.
That's the hardest. I tried to teach myself when I was addicted to Xanax, like super hard addicted, and like I would just like take Adderall and do Xanax and like do Russian for 4 hours and then just forget everything I learned the next day.
Yeah, Adderall is not actually good for studying. It's only good for cramming.
It didn't. I learned some, but it was just too. I don't know. Maybe like that's why I really want a Russian-speaking wife, because like I love that language and I'm so curious about that country, and I just like the people. I don't know what it is about Russia. It's just so beautiful, and I've had thoughts of St. Petersburg like forever.
What's that? The song? Can you sing it?
I can't sing. I have no idea.
I'm not getting it. Damn it.
It's the Russian song. But yeah, so anyways, I think the conclusion with the wife stuff is like, it's pretty interesting to get like a description. But like, I just want to give a disclaimer that like, I'm not like obsessed. I'm not like into like the whole like twin flame thing. Like, I think that like we've talked about it a lot. I talked about it in my book. Like when it comes to love, like Tre, I think you said it, like if you actually meet your twin flame or your soulmate or whatever, like it's such an effortless thing that you don't feel the need to be like, oh, this is my twin flame. Like there's no need to kind of like be like that, because like it's just like almost like family. Like I don't go around being like, oh my God, this is my brother when I'm with my brother. This, it's like it's just like duh. And I think it's a similar energy.
What it feels like? This is exactly what it feels like. It's like, when you have like a nervous or excited energy about a new person.
Yeah.
That is not it.
No. Yeah, exactly.
When you actually meet someone who's on a soul level relationship, it's like you've just been walking and your paths are suddenly back together, and it's just easy and natural, and you can just speak completely like fluidly with one another, and it's an uplifting energy. But there's none of this like, ooh, this nervous anxiety about like, oh, like can I, it's just really just, it's like
exactly.
It's like seeing, when you see your family or your great friend, you're really chill. So it's just like that, because you've known that person for so long. Your soul's known that person for so long. So it's just you just know it fits back in.
Dude, perfect example of what you just said is like I was talking to my therapist today, like about like all these things. I was just kind of like explaining to him like the readings I got, and I was like, but like I was like, also like there's this weird energy, like if I met a girl and like if a girl met me and told me like, oh my God, like I knew I was gonna meet you, like I would not like that, like
yeah,
there's something about it that'd be weird. And I told him, I was like, like if I met her, like I would probably like hold off on telling her that I got these readings, because I just wouldn't want to like be that weird. But then I thought about it, but then I was like, wait, but if she's actually like my fucking soulmate, then nothing will matter what I say. Like it won't matter if I tell her like hey, I did this, because she'll think it's fucking awesome. Everything like she'll understand it so deeply, and she like, you know what I mean? Like that would only apply if it was like a non-soulmate, just like a random like girl you date or something.
Yeah. What's interesting with soulmates is also it might take time to like recognize it fully. You might see this person, you get a feeling, and it's like what the advice we've given before on like not labeling anything in the beginning is really, really important. So you don't label anything for a while.
Yeah.
Jesse. Don't make any sweeping gestures about like who this person is. Don't like,
just chill. Just chill.
Don't project the bubble of this excitement into the future. Just chill, be with this person.
Yeah, and just know that
them.
every relationship has a pink cloud, and like you shouldn't judge a relationship or an encounter based off of like how you guys are when you're in that pink cloud period, because you should really judge it based off of like how you are when you're both in low moods. Like how is that like once the pink cloud fails, you're not trying to put on a persona, you're just you're not trying to show off, you're not like whatever, you're just you. Maybe you woke up together or something, or like you're meeting each other and like you've seen this person a lot to where like you're used to them.
Yeah.
Does that person still pump you up and give you energy? Like, is it more than just lust? That's when you know.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be about pumping you up, but it's about their holding space completely unconditionally and for you to be who you are.
Exactly. Openness, right? And like that's one of the things in the readings that like struck me the most was like the parts about like how she understands like it was something about like she understands all your little quirks to your personality that like a lot of other people don't get. And I've always had trouble in relationships having to like explain to girls like these things about me, right? I think Trey, you're someone that probably understands me better than anyone. Like you understand these things about me, right? Like my need for space and stuff like that, right? Like most girls I date, they take that as insecurity. They take like the fact that I want to spend time alone, or like if I was like I'm with them and I enjoy their company and I want to be like, hey, maybe it'd be cool for us to spend like a week apart or like 3 days apart. It's always taken as a wrong thing, and I've never felt like truly understood on all levels by a girl.
Right.
On some levels, and seen and loved, but just not on that level. And I think that's kind of like what that quality of just like also being able to just like be like like just knowing like the unsaid stuff. That's so amazing.
Yeah, it's so important. And it's so important to like for you, because a lot of the time our quirks are often rejected by the external world, like the things that are really close to us, and they don't, we're misunderstood. I know I've been misunderstood a lot my entire life. Me being who I am just got misunderstood by the external world. And so I always felt like, oh, maybe I can't be who I am, or maybe it's not right to be who I am, and I've been going through the process of allowing that for myself. But when you meet someone who sees everything that you are and loves all of that, that's a really special connection. You have to hold off until that,
Yeah, exactly.
Meet that person.
Yeah, and like I told you about that TikTok I saw. It was just such a good one. It was like this girl, it's one of those like psychology TikToks, and she was like, guys in their 30s like will end things with a girl if there's any sign of a red flag. And the reason for that is because by that age they've most likely almost been ruined by some toxic woman or some toxic relationship. And I was like, that's so true. Like at least for me, like I know like I've had my fair share of those, and like I know like I'm not wasting time, basically, kind of. And I think that like older guys kind of get to that point at some point.
Women too.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, women even more. There's so many toxic. I mean, there's toxic both sexes. I don't want to debate if there's more toxic men or women. I would probably say men. I don't want to debate. I just said it. But
actually, there's equal toxicities in different ways.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's some crazy ass women.
There's some crazy ass stories from both sides.
Yeah, you told me some. That lawyer girl or whatever. What happened?
Oh no, there's just this guy who literally got his whole life taken away by this woman who just like, she took his passport and hid his passport. She wouldn't let him go see his dad when his dad was dying in the hospital. She made him isolate away from all of his friends so that he had no one to talk to. And she just kept like doing all these crazy things, and then eventually just like fucking left him, and then took all his money and just left him this like broken thing. And he didn't even get to see his dad like after he died. It's just so intensely sad. And
It's so crazy. Yeah, dude, that just those kind of stories that make me think this is a great segue, great topic, something that's been on my mind lately. I was talking about yesterday too, is like whenever you're feeling down or like ungrateful, or you wake up and you're just like, you just can't, you look at your life and you're just like, ugh, you know, like you just feel off, you feel unhappy. Like it can help, like not only to think about like, you know, to have gratitude and think about all the things you have, but also to think about all the shit that could have happened to you, that all the bad shit that could have happened to you that didn't happen to you. Like meeting a girl like that you think is like a sweet girl, and then like, you know, like you live like kind of that unconscious blind life, and then she does what you just described, you know, like that shit's possible, bro. Like when I nearly hit that kid driving, I talked about that yesterday. Like the worst, I could have been in prison for life. Like
I've almost died like 30 times.
Same. Yeah, we're both crazy fucks with the death stuff. So like when I think about, when I have that thought, I think about like having a seizure in that bathroom that one time, in that shower. My friend had, like, you know, being gone and randomly running back into his apartment because he forgot something, saying, "Hey, Jesse," and then banging on the fucking door, not hearing my response, and breaking his bathroom door because I locked it, sticking his fingers in my throat and having me bite his fingers as hard as I could, and like somehow getting me to the ambulance and me surviving. Like that shit's just crazy. And it's just like, like the fact that I'm still here is a miracle. And it just gives me kind of more of a meaning. And like then when I see like shit like this, like, you know, this woman you're gonna meet or whatever, and I get to do astrology and psychology and this podcast and different creative stuff, live in Romania, go to music festivals, like travel, all the stuff I love. It's just crazy, you know. It's crazy.
It's like, so many people speak of like gratitude, you know, you see it so much in like new age community where it's like, you got to be grateful, you got to do this, but it's like, no one really talks about what gratitude is as like an emotion, and how to like generate that for yourself in like meditation. And it's
like embodied gratitude, right?
Yeah, it's like gratitude is like a gateway into higher realms of perception. It's not just an emotion where you're like, oh, feel grateful. It's literally a gateway that gives you access to love and to source energy in a way that if you don't have that bed of gratitude, you won't be able to access it clearly. Because even think of it now, if you think of it in your body, if you live life without gratitude, a certain part of your heart shuts down. It closes off. And when you close your eyes and meditate and think in the center of your heart, you think like this little golden sparkle, and you imagine what the things are in your life that you're grateful for, that starts to open that heart back up. And it is like this lotus that offers like a bed for the higher frequencies to run through. And so that's really what gratitude is, and how important it is in spiritual development, and even like reaching higher frequencies of thought and of perception.
Yeah, like exactly. It's like awareness. So it's like, imagine, like perfect example. You wake up, you haven't thought about your family, you zoom in on every little thing you're grateful for. So it has to be embodied. So like zoom in on your mom. Start with your mom, for example. You feel in your heart, like you think of the memories, you think of all the things you guys have been through, all the amazing qualities she has, like growing up, like the crazy times, like who she is, like her qualities. Like you go deeper and deeper, you feel it in your heart, and that brings out an emotional reaction. It's like you're watching a movie or getting a reminder. But if you don't go into that gratitude, you just don't even really think about it. Just, oh, it's my mom, my mom. And then time passes, and you know, like if you do that with every person in your life and everything in your life, like Romania, like, oh my God, like I could go for hours about like how happy I am to be here and my journey here, and just like finding my home, and how crazy it is that I am living in this fucking place that I randomly traveled to. You know, there's so much magic. Dude, literally right when I said magic, I had my basketball game. It's like on pause. And I literally said magic, and it showed the court, OrlandoMagic.com. That's my team. I'm playing. So right when I said magic, the cameras showed magic.
Dude, that's how you know you're speaking with spirit in your voice.
So I need to continue with what I was saying.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so much magic in life, and it's so fucking obvious, but we make it so difficult because we program ourselves. And I was talking about this in my real video today. We program ourselves based on our vibration, right? So we create all these narratives in our head. Like, for example, like I'm sad or I'm depressed, like very rigid narratives, right? It's like the psychology piece. And we just solidify these narratives. Like, I'm like this, I'm not like that. I do this, like I had this happen. It made me like this. But really, we're just at a low vibration. And I know that there's some trauma that's so fucked up, it's so hard to get past. There's stuff there's a trauma held in the body. But like, if you go on a 4-hour hike like I did yesterday, like I don't care how fucking sad I was. And I know there's a whole piece of like, you know, people who are really depressed can't get the motivation to go on the hike, whatever. But if you do somehow, that shit all goes away, bro. Like everything is gone. Like you could have talked to me yesterday. I was so high. I was 100 out of 100 vibration. Like, you know, 4-hour hike in the beautiful woods with my good friend, good conversation, like everything, you know, like even finding this like really like crazy, like fucking, you saw my Instagram post, that place I found, that like crazy, like graffiti, old abandoned building. It was so cool. But like, the point is that like the narratives, like if I started that day with like these narratives, these like negative narratives about myself, and then I zoomed in till after the hike when I was at home, like listening to like music, like dancing, whatever the fuck I was doing, like laughing out loud at something on YouTube, Jeff Wittick, some funniest guy. Like, and then I looked at the problem that I thought I had earlier. I would just be like, what? Like depressed, sad? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm happy. And it's not just the endorphins. It's spirit. It's a connection to spirit. And it's funny because before the hike, we had a taxi driver who was so caught in fear. He was really like talking about COVID. And like me and my friend Mircha, we just like both kind of like, I think we both kind of knew, okay, let's just not say anything more to this guy. Cause like me and him were having a conversation with ourselves. I was like, oh shit, like the rates are up in Romania. I didn't even fucking notice because they are. There's a huge spike again, which I literally had no idea. And he was like, yeah, I was just asking him random stuff. And this guy just budged in with like his fucking fear shit. It was so like, I know he can't see it. I see it as energetically rude to like, just like he said something like they're trying to make the world one religion. It's all bullshit, dude. Like so many people, like the Dunner-Kruger effect, right? And like lots of people won't be intelligent enough to understand this, but like a perfect example. I know I'm kind of going like the Kanye Pisces fucking thing, but this is very relevant. You know the thing about chemtrails, Trey? Like people think that there's chemtrails. Dude, my friend who's a scientist explained to me, like I saw a plane yesterday that was making the exact same thing that chemtrails do. And maybe they've been proven, maybe in America they exist, whatever. I don't fucking know. Like the theory is that planes are flying above, releasing dangerous chemicals on neighborhoods.
Yeah, they're releasing like heavy metals to seed.
So has that been proven? Because my friend, he said that's literally the chemical reaction of the vaporization of planes as they fly through wind. It was something like that. It was like some scientific stuff. He's like, it's just physics. And everyone just like automatically assumes like, so like the Dunner-Kruger effect is basically like in psychology, the cognitive bias that people who don't understand a subject or don't understand something give themselves way more like, what is it? Like expertise or credit of understanding that thing than they really should have. And they don't listen to experts. And when you already have a certain level of fear in yourself, a potential for believing conspiracies, when some shit like this happens, you're going to fucking believe it. And of course, like we don't have to get so deep into COVID. I do think it was probably created by men, but like conspiracy to turn the world into one fucking religion, to fucking destroy all humanity and all our spirits, like people who are afraid of the vaccine. I'm sorry, people, if you're afraid of the vaccine. I got it. It was nothing. It's not trying to change us. It's not. It's a fucking vaccine made for making money, not for changing your DNA. Okay. And the irony of this all, and this is the finishing part of my rant, is that these are the very people who call themselves the most spiritual, yet they have no faith in God, that God would not allow bad things to happen to them, truly bad things. It's fucking crazy to me. If you call yourself spiritual, you should believe in the universe. You should believe that even if there's COVID, even if there's evil people, everything is God. God is evil and good.
Yeah, I mean, that is a hard concept to ground down, because technically, if you were super with God, right, you'd be able to face a fucking lion. But are you going to go fucking into the jungle and face a lion? It's if that's
you
know, can you do it?
You said that once though. I'm quoting you.
I know.
You said if that was my karma, I said like someone asked you, Gabe or something, asked you like, okay, if you like whatever, like if a tiger, if you were gonna get killed with a tiger was right in front of you, would you still believe? What'd you say?
I was like, then I'll get ripped apart by a tiger.
Yeah, because that was what that was what God wanted, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was funny, but it was true. It's like, so like I have an undying faith from my experiences and just my intuition and whatever. And I think it's just interesting to see people call themselves like spiritual, and it's not spiritual.
Do you lose that faith? Like I constantly find myself having to refine that faith, and
I never lose it.
Really?
Ever.
I always find like
always there.
I lose trust. I lose my trust in the universe, and I have to refine it again. And it's
you lose faith that God exists and that we're in like
no. I never lose faith. I never lose faith of that. I always have faith of that, but sometimes my connection to it is disappears, and also my trust in the universe, and I don't actually know it consciously when it happens. But it's like, wait a second, I'm no longer trusting the universe, and I'm in a fear place. It's like and I've like completely disconnected. I'm like, wait, and sometimes it takes a while to realize that your worrying thoughts and maybe your worrying thoughts about money or the future are actually because you've lost that trust and that connection.
Yes. Well said. I do experience that. Every human does. Yeah. I thought you were talking to like you ever lose faith that God exists and we're being watched over, spirituality in general, belief systems. No.
Yeah.
It's more of a fact to me.
Yeah, exactly. I've experienced it too many times now, because before I would kind of doubt it in the beginning, but now my entire life, I've experienced it so many times. That feeling and that understanding.
You felt it before. We both felt it before. You've seen it before. Yeah, I've been it. You've been it, bro. Fuck. You've gone to other levels that I've been in, man. But I know what you mean. Like when you let yourself slip and before you know it, you're just like worrying about stuff that you shouldn't worry about, you're just like, shit, some bitch,
because you can't attract what you need if you're in a state of worry. Mm-hmm. You will actually continue to attract what's negative for you.
Exactly, bro.
If you're in a place where you're worrying about money, you need to reshift your frequency so that you are in a place of, I know what to do to make myself, to bring in that stuff. Like you have to get energy and flip the worry into, I trust what's happening and I know what I need to do. And this is what I'm going to do,
Yeah.
And it has to be a positive frequency behind that energy and that movement. If it's constant worry, negativity is going to continue to crumble and collapse. And you're just going to continue to perpetuate that anxious frequency.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's not to say that you have to always be in the highest vibe, like, and get down on yourself when you're not. Like, you're going to have days that suck. But like, there's things you can do, like meditation, walking, being in nature, exercising, eating well, sleeping well, like listening to binaural beats. Like, there's a million different things you can do to raise your vibration.
If you're not spending time in nature, if you're not sleeping well, if you're not eating well, and you're not living a healthy life,
partying too much, another one.
Yeah, then
fucks everything up.
Then you already don't stand much of a chance.
And your environment, like toxic people, who you surround yourself with. like you're like, you know, the people you're around. That stuff's so important, bro. Like think of your, like I talk about this in my book. I stole the idea from Joe Rogan, the energy bandwidth, but think of it more like the like a spiritual level of it. Like, let's say you have 100 points each day of energy. Where are you taking them? Where are you putting them? Who in your life, let's say you have like a toxic person in your life that's taking 30 out of the 100 points from you each day.
Yeah.
Boundaries, baby. You gotta get rid of that person. If you're really ambitious,
the world will mirror how you feel inside and what you're working on. So if you're in a place where you are in a negative place, you're going to continue to see that in the world around you. You're going to see that with the people you're coming into contact with. Like you're going to start, like, I went on a negative downward spiral, and the shit I attracted like gangs after me, where I literally couldn't go out in public with my friends because there were gangs that were going to beat the fuck out of me. But I know now in this state that I was generating that within me.
It's crazy,
I was going so negative that I was pulling all this towards me because of how self-destructive I was, and because of the thoughts I was having, and because of the, you know, self-harm I was inflicting. All of this negativity, it's like a magnet for more negativity.
Dude.
I was drawing all of that. And if I continued down that road, you know, who knows what would have happened? I would maybe like a fucking knife to my stomach, or fucking get hit by a car, you know? You really do draw that to yourself, and we don't realize how, like, when we negative spiral and the frequencies we begin to enter.
Yeah, dude, there's a need for spiritual boundaries. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm a dreamer. I'm a fucking, like, a scale of 0 to 100 in terms of like being a dreamer, imagination. I'm 100. Like, that's what I am.
I'm 100. Yeah, I'm 100.
No, I literally dream all day. I'm a Pisces. Like, I literally, like, I was walking around this lake, and I was just like, but I realized today that I talked to my friend yesterday, and he's like, I don't ever really dream like that. Like, you're so different. He's like a Taurus, you know? And he's like, I think it's a lot more rationally, a lot more grounded. Of course, like he also has like more financial kind of shit, and like growing up poor, that kind of makes that different. But like, I realized that like everything, like for example, this woman I'm talking about, like, that's gonna happen. It's 100% going to happen. Like, I already know it, you know, like a woman that I've described is going to come in my life, and I'm going to marry her, you know? Just dreaming in general. Like, I started talking about this house that I wanted. I'm going to get that house. I could describe it right now. In 10 years or however many years I'll have it. It's going to be in Cluj, on the hill above Cluj, called Fediak. It's going to be like on the very top of the hill. It's going to be an amazing house, very modern. Like lots of glass, like designed crazy, like a huge property, not huge, just super beautiful house. I have it in my head already. Very futuristic Aquarian house. But yeah, like the point is like,
yeah, before you continue on that, it's like, yeah, there's
I remember what I want to say.
Okay, go.
No, keep going. No, I just say yours, but I forgot.
So your brain, I think we've said this before, it doesn't distinguish between your visualization and what's actually happening in the external world. So which is meaning your reality within is exactly the same to your brain, at least, as your reality externally. And so it's like when you're really, if you know, when you're visioning, when you're dreaming, you're consciously dreaming, you have to step in and embody those visions and those dreams as much as possible. If you're just thinking about what you want, but you're not enveloping your whole body in it, feeling it, hearing the tinkle of the chimes. For me, my house is like right on the beach, and the tinkling of the chimes, and I feel like the breeze moving through. And for me, it's really simple house, loads of open windows, and I just know the feeling I have when I'm in that house and just stepping out onto the beach and jumping into the ocean at the sunrise. Like, for me, that's like
embodiment. Like, and
it's the embodiment that I feel in my cells. I feel the sand on my feet. I feel the sun coming in. So it's like you really have to get there. And then now it's like, all right, what are this? You pave your path. You imagine your path. How are you going to get there? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
How are you going to get?
And that's where the Virgo 6th house energy comes in, because Pisces is the dream. Virgo is the opposite sign of Pisces. Pisces, the dream. Virgo is the steps that it takes to get to that dream. And Virgo is also very dreamy too. But yeah, this thing I remember I was going to say is like, so if there's people who maybe are close to you, but like, let's say like I'm a dreamer, right? So I have all these dreams of myself, these visions of myself. If I have someone even like in my own family, right, who like shuts them down or whatever, or who like invalidates, or who I can't have that openness with, like it might not seem malicious and it might not be conscious, but if you're a dreamer and you have someone who like in some way like pushes the energy and the momentum of your dreams away, then you need to create a boundary around that too. Like if someone makes you feel like for me, if it's like, I honestly feel like anything is possible. Like for myself, in this world, I feel like anything, I don't have any limit. And I know that's probably unrealistic, but I don't think like that. So when I'm around people that have limits for themselves and they project it onto me, that's a big no-no. I really like, it makes me not want to spend time with them or really like connect. Like it's like if someone's like that, like it's like I put up a guard and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to get deep with this person, you know?
Yeah, but see, now what happened though is that you just put a limitation on yourself. You put a condition to being yourself, even when it's around other people. So it's like I do this exact same thing, because of the amount of times I've dreamt or been myself, and then someone's kind of shut that down, and I allowed them to shut it down in me for that moment. And I feel like, oh, I've let that happen, you know? Because
I got you.
And now I'm like cut off. But it's like,
I got you.
Yeah, but yeah, let me just finish this train. It's like, how can someone send that shit at me, you know, send their own shit, project it at me, and how can I fucking deflect it so I can still remain open and still be like, yeah, this is fucking me. You got a problem? Like, you know, this is me, and not shut down and be like, boom, you know? So that's what I'm like trying to work on, instead of like,
would you still want to be, my question is, would you still want to be around those types of people a lot? Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that like,
then you also have to have compassion for that person, because the reason they're not accepting you is because they're not accepting themselves. And so you still have to have compassion for that person and just see them where they are. But of course,
boundaries come into it.
Yeah, boundaries. You're going to choose the people who ultimately are, you know, in the place where you can vibe with. You know, you're not just going to go fucking hang out with someone who's just a fucking asshole all the time.
But what if they're in your own family and it's karmic, you know? And it's like for example, I do have a family member who is very, or at least was very self-limited, you know, and projects that onto me. So I'm speaking from experience. It's very heavy energy.
For you. I feel like you're getting triggered. I feel like it triggers you.
Yeah, it just makes me not want to be as open and as free as I would if I were talking to you, for example.
Yeah, no, I understand that feeling.
Because like I need to feel like everything is possible, and it's not that someone can like shut me down. Like it's like it can maybe affect me for like a few hours. Yeah. And I'll always bounce back and go back to like how I was, especially when I'm alone. It's just like, it's really sad and annoying. And like, but
dude, this is the lesson that you need to figure out is, because most of the time our family represents really like big karma lessons that we have to overcome.
Yeah, exactly.
So there is a definite lesson there in you learning how to not, so this is the cycle of deflection that is happening. So your family member isn't accepting themselves. Therefore, when you fit outside of their box, they judge you. And then you cut them off, and then you label them and project your own annoyance that they've judged you. And so now you're judging them. And it goes in this cycle. And it's a deflection cycle. And so I've noticed that I do that with with my family members too. If there's a certain trigger point, my dad and I used to relive a cycle all the time. We would perpetuate our own cycles. And so that's happening with you. And so the karmic lesson there is like, okay, he's doing this. How can I get it to a point where it doesn't affect me?
Yeah, true. It's like, and it's through like affirmations, and maybe it won't, maybe it doesn't affect me anymore. Maybe it's been so many years since I've seen my family because of COVID, like, and people change too. But like, yeah, it's just something I dealt with in the past.
And it's like, can you fucking love him because he judges you? You know, like that's a crazy thought. It's like, can you love this person because they're judging you, like, and you give them love even because you know they're really just judging themselves?
Yeah, you know? It's true. It's
really hard though. It's really hard because when you get that trigger point, like I've been dealing with trigger points with family for like the whole COVID, so I know how hard it is to actually get to a position where you can get to that point. But like for me, like, okay, so the perfect example is like the girl that we read about that's going to come in my life whenever. Like, okay, I honestly believe I could be like a star. Like that's my honest self-belief. I truly with all my heart believe that one day in this life I'll be a star in some way. Not like an egotistical one, like I'm gonna be a star. Yeah. So, but like it's very like it's not something I'm so secure with because I haven't done shit yet, you know. Okay, I've written a book and I have a fucking astrology practice, but I haven't done anything that like closely resembles like what that would look like. So like it's still it's like a tree that's very, very like it needs nourishing, it needs water, it needs support. And it's not like if I was at that point where like I've have that proof, you know, I've gotten to that point, which I will get to, then it's different, you know, whatever, anyone can say anything. No, but bro, that's the hard work, because like how many people have been how many people have been told you're not gonna do shit in life. You're not going to do shit. And it's like, you have to be like, actually, yes, I fucking am. You know, you can listen to what those people are saying, because there's always going to be people saying you won't be able to achieve your dreams. You're not going to be able to do this. That voice is always going to be there. And so you have to be able to prove them wrong.
Yeah, exactly. But now it's all changed, honestly. Like the stuff I'm talking about now is like, so like 3 years ago. Like,
this is in general like, too, not just for your situation.
Yeah, I know. It's for everyone has shit like this, but for me, it's like I think people like now understand, or my family like understand like that I'm gonna be what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna, you know, and like even like some of them have talked about like everyone sees me as like a travel vlog, like documentary. Like whenever I bring that up to anyone, they're like, that's so you. Like I could see you being like, everyone in my family believes that. Yeah, so I'm straight.
It's like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, there's so many things that I feel like you could just blow up in, honestly.
Dude, if I did music, I could be great music. But it's just so saturated. It's so saturated though, the music industry.
You can't do music about trying to, you know, you got to do music to find your soul. That's your purpose. You know,
I do, bro. If you heard the records I made late, like you would have been like, holy fuck, dude. And I have them on recordings, bro. They were so deep and all freestyled. They're crazy.
You know what your heart's wishes, you know, this is your Leo, your Regulus, your heart's wish. You want to be a star, right? The star is not
helping people.
The star is not what you think it is in the physical material realm that most people conceive a star to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's a metaphysical star. But let's stop talking about me. Fuck me. Let's move away. See, this happens to me now. Like when I get uncomfortable, when I feel like we've been talking, when I feel like when I didn't used to do this, ironically, like, or I'm still talking about me, but like I don't know what's changed. Like I just like don't like talking about myself as much as I used to. I don't know what it is. Like I like you've probably noticed it. Like I'll like get uncomfortable and be like, okay, enough. I've talked enough about me. Yeah. But what else is going on?
Having control of the ego. The ego is no longer wanting to eat up everything. It's just like you're just like, nah, I need to take a step back. You know, I need to step out of the spotlight for a second.
Yeah, but, I said I see myself as a star, and that was me being honest. But like, I don't need to go further into it because that's it. That's a statement. Yeah. But what else is good?
I know that for me, time is gonna maybe wrap up in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, dinner.
Yeah, I got dinner.
I got some good food here too. Well, what can we wrap up? I got I got a really good gnocchi with like this really good sauce with some pears in it. Sounds weird, but it's really good. And a little pizza from Samsara, like really good, like healthy drinks, like the cleanse, fresh cleanse and memory one, like mixed like kind of like crazy drinks with like herbs and stuff in them. And then some other stuff I can't think of. The
I just thought
pastas. What's that? Pasta? Yeah.
I was just thinking about something. When you said pears, I was like, so when I was younger, I used to have an adamant rejection of fruit, like to the point where it was psychologically making me nauseous to even smell one. And I had such a strong opinion about it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because that was part of my identity, as a teenager, this strong identity, like I hate fruit or I hate this, and you make a lot of those when you're younger. Even as a kid, you're like, oh, I don't want this. And you make these snap, repulsions or
yes, dude.
But like, as I've been kind of diving deeper into myself and kind of growing, what I've done is also re-expose myself to fruits and come to enjoy them, and also slowly exposing myself and getting rid of that repulsion. And it's important to do that in all aspects, not just like fruit, for you or for someone else, it might be something completely different. Like
the narratives.
Like what do you have when something comes up that you're like, no, where it has that immediate like kind of disgust reaction. Like, I think Carl Jung talks about like the shadow is like what what's disgust, what you disgust about the world or something. And it's like, where do you have that revulsion? And it might be fucking goldfish crackers, or it might be figs or something. And how or it might be certain mental patterns, like, no, don't want to do that. And so it's really important to re-expose yourself and question, why do I have such a strong reaction?
Yeah, exactly. Like track yourself. And that's why it's so important to have a contemplative lifestyle, like where you're meditating or taking night walks, where you're not always connected to technology, sitting and just watching your mind, watching like basically the best thing I can say that's happened for me lately is I have had more freedom, less weight on my shoulders. So that's, I think, what the best goal is like, what are you carrying? Like if you have resentments towards someone, like towards a person, right, who hurt you, you're carrying that weight in your shoulders, in your body, everywhere, like it's in you. You're fucking heavier. Your energetic bodies are weighed down. The anything is possible energy is not there. Like if you're like feeling great and then you have a thought that you haven't like healed yet, like of that person that did that thing to you, it just brings you back down. So you have to think about all the little things that are bad, or that have hurt you, or that, like you said, like phobias per se, anything that has a reaction, and just go super deep into it. Get creative, do some poetry, do some guided imagery, like whatever it is, like speak openly, like automatic talking, where you just talk without thinking. Right.
Yeah, I love thinking about it like I'm diving in. Like I visualize like I'm diving into a feeling, and I just
dude. Yes. Dude, it's like when I got my my PCR test today, because I'm flying to the US 2 days. Instead of like trying to push away the sensation that fucking thing stuck all the way up my nose, I just felt the fuck out of it. I just was like, I felt it so hard. Instead of running away from it, I just felt that thing and felt it. Like I was curious about how it could feel, and it was pretty fucking annoying, especially the one on the left nostril. That shit fucking felt like it hit like something in me, but I felt more lit after. Like when it hit it, I felt like it hit some part of my brain, like activated me into like a higher. Dude, what if this whole vaccine thing, like everyone on all the anti-vaxxers are like it's like actually like making humanity go higher? Because like the vaccines, when I got the vaccines, bro, I had the best day, bro. I remember talking to me how much energy I had after the vaccine shot. Dude, I was so happy. I was jovial.
All right, man. So let's bring it to a close.
Let's wrap up. So thank you guys. So here's a few things. Make sure to like subscribe to us and leave a rating if you want and be better for us on wherever you're listening to us. That's 1. 2. Leave us, send me or Tre. So Tre is at Elven, ELVEN _star, right? .star, whatever, who cares? No, I'm joking. As you know, at Jesse Astro. Send either of us a DM if you have any life advice or questions about like that you want us to talk about. We'll be completely anonymous. We're not going to judge you, like anything. Just DM us and we will talk about it live on the podcast. Don't worry. Like, seriously, we will not make fun of you. Like we're very like very cool. Like we really appreciate you being vulnerable. So we'd love to do that. And also send us any videos that you would like us to react to. We're going to start to kind of transition to like a react kind of podcast, like where we react to kind of like different stuff. So anything that's like even mainstream, esoteric, ghosts, whatever the fuck it is, you know, anything.
Yeah,
like send us videos, feed us if you want to see us react because we're gonna get funny.
We consume content like ghouls.
Dude, we're content wreckers. We're content lovers. I love content. Content eaters. We eat content. We eat content. We eat content. We eat content. I'm shifting my voice. We eat content. I wish this is auto-tune. We love content.
Content creator.
Thank you guys. Thank you. We'll be back. And I'll be in the US next time you hear from me.
Georgia.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.